Free beer and hot wings in the morning. Grand Rapids rocks all day. 97.9 GRD rocks.
So, Johnson Carpet 1 presents Your Bracket is Broken. Now, we didn't get to talk about this on Monday, but Villanova making it. Kansas was a #1 seed, but I was reading that out of like 59 experts between Sports Illustrated, Sporting News, ESPN, and Fox Sports, only like 6 out of 59 picked them to win their region.
Well, it's no surprise because every year, think about how many times they've been a 1 seed, and everyone's Kansas, 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 storied program, Kansas, Kansas, and then they always lose in the 8 or the 16 or the 32. They always break so many people's brackets that it's no surprise they weren't picked.
Yeah. They've lost in the round of 32, I think, a couple years in a row.
I think
after being
in
very good.
in our lifetime they've won once.
Yes,
maybe?
but they've competed for it. I mean, they've every year it's like Kansas always a favorite.
Right, they're always a favorite, and then they never make it. You know, it seems like they rarely even get to the Final Four. So.
But the biggest reason your bracket is busted is most people went all in on Michigan State. That's the case. I did see something that was strange. Before the final game was played on the Final Four, before the Kansas-Duke game was contested, the other 3 Final Four teams, Villanova, Michigan, and Loyola, of the 17 million entries on ESPN's Bracket Challenge, I think it was 1,100 had those 3 right.
Wow.
1,100 people picked Loyola. I can only assume they all went to Loyola.
I would assume
Or it's
so.
people like my wife when she used to work in an office. She's like, yeah, I'll do a poll. Oh, Loyola, that sounds like a pretty girl's name. And then boom, all the way to the Final Four.
I like the mascot.
Yeah, the Rambler. Is that what they are, the Ramblers?
I don't know.
Yeah,
What's
I
a Rambler?
think they are the Ramblers.
To me, a Rambler's a train.
People who ramble.
All right. I think we have our contestants.
People that you can't nail down.
Okay, now this is a big deal. This is a
Awesome tickets.
big deal. Thanks again to Johnson Carpet 1 for your bracket. Is busted.
So I'm not a Lions fan. I'm not a Tigers fan at all.
Yeah.
Was there a guy named Mookie who played? Mookie Blaylock?
Nope, that's a basketball player who played mostly for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah,
Oh, did you know that?
I did.
Okay.
That was the original band name of Pearl Jam. Did you know that?
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There
And then there
was a guy named
baseball
Mookie
player,
Betts that we erroneously referenced earlier today as being a New York Met. He's actually a Red Sox.
What about
Wasn't
Mick?
there Mookie Wilson?
Mookie Wilson, whom we interviewed.
Okay. I thought I heard a Mookie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's been a few Mookies.
That shocks me.
Yeah,
That more than one Mookie is
I
in this
assume
world.
it's a nickname for something. But
What
I
about
don't know what?
Mick Dickinson? Dickinson.
Are you just saying names?
Mick Dickinson? Is
No.
there a Mick Dickinson?
No, I'm trying to remember. Mick Dickinson.
Mick Dickinson.
I don't know what's happening with your brain.
I don't either.
Sounds like one of
Hey, we can't do it, but Maitland, come in here and smack Justin in the back of the head.
Yeah.
He needs to be reset.
It's like one of those names that Free Beer comes up with when he's trying to trick us.
Yeah, what was the one?
Bart Standerer.
Bart Standerer.
Yeah,
Mick Dickinson.
Yeah, just add some things to it.
Never make up names on the fly.
Mick Springtown.
Or use names you don't think, like Kent Ogilvie. I could have said that. You'd have been like, oh, that sounds real. It isn't real.
Which I prove you wrong.
I look forward to you proving me wrong and finding it. What is the name you're going to prove us wrong on?
Mick
Dick
something.
Dickerson?
Now, is that a whole last name like Mick Dickinson, or is it Mick?
His first name is Mick.
And what's his last name?
Dickinson.
Dickinson? Dickinson?
Is there an R
So
or
his
is there
first
not
name
an
is
R?
Mick and
There
his last
is.
name is Dick Dickinson?
Or is it Dickinson?
Who is this
Yeah,
guy?
that's it. Dickinson.
So Dickinson, Mick Dickinson.
No. No.
I'm pretty sure.
There's not even I'll go this far. There's not a human with that name.
No, you know what that is?
There's not only not a Detroit Tiger, there's not a human named Mick Dickinson.
That is say it slowly, and you are saying a punchline to a joke.
Yes. But I know which baseball player you'd really like. I sheed my pants.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's just Dickerson.
Yeah.
Maybe I just add an N.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the problem.
Ah, that's what you're thinking of, Dan Dickerson.
The announcer. Ryan in West Michigan. Hello, Ryan.
This is Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Hey,
Sounds
Brian.
good.
Hey, Brian.
Brian, you're a big Tigers fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been a Tigers fan? Like, what was your first? Who was your first Tiger?
First Tiger was like Ian Kinsler.
Okay, so you've been a fan for a wait. That was the first Tiger you liked?
Like-
Didn't they just get him in a trade like 3 years ago?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I haven't I've been watching him for like 10 years probably.
okay.
Okay.
He might be 21 years old. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right. This is Ken. Hello, Ken.
Hey,
Who is your first favorite Tiger?
the Bird Fedrich.
Okay, Mark Fidrich.
Okay, so
All
you're
right.
going back, yeah.
Maybe Brian will do really well in this, but I like Ken's chances based on having been around longer. Meeting the Bird before he passed is one of my favorite things this job has ever provided us. That is, without a doubt, my favorite guest we've ever had, or
Yeah,
one of the
He
few.
was so great.
He
That
was.
Still sucks so much that happened.
And Zach joins us. Hi, Zach.
No, my name's Mick Dickerinson.
Oh, Nick Dickerson is on the phone.
Dickerson.
And what year
Yeah,
did
Nick
you play for the Tigers, Nick Dickerson?
1982.
Okay.
The whole year?
Yeah, just the season.
Just like
yeah.
one at bat, and then you went to be a small-town doctor.
Yeah.
I was a bat boy for about a half an hour.
Okay. Yeah. And then he left in disgrace.
All right, here's the challenge. This is going to be really hard. We're going to start with Brian, and then Ken, and then Mick Dickerinson will go. When it's your turn, you have 5 seconds to name something from the Detroit Tigers category. Now, you get 2 screw-ups, or you get 1 screw-up, where the first time you screw up, you're not out. But you can't do it again. If you
So
get
it's
2.
double elimination?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
So if you miss the first one, like maybe you almost had one and then you get it in your head later, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
Does everyone understand how this works? For example, if we were playing and it was Hot Wings versus Justin, and I'd say cereals you could buy at the store. So Hot Wings says Lucky Charms, and Justin says
Cheerios.
just Cheerios, and then Hot Wings couldn't think of one.
Yeah.
He'd have one buzzer, and if he got another one, he'd lose.
Yeah.
All right?
So we'll give you a category
good.
that's Tigers related.
Yes. Brian, are you ready?
Yes.
Ken, are you ready?
Yes.
Mick Dickerinson, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, Brian, you're first. Give your answer when we call out your name. Hot Wings will give you the buzzer if you're not fast enough. Your category is former Detroit Tigers players or managers who are in the Hall of Fame.
Cy Young.
We have not said go yet, nor have we said anyone's name. Brian.
Cy Young.
Who is? Why did I hear 2 people say Cy Young? Who said Cy Young?
Yeah.
Brian.
Brian, that's not a Tiger. So that's 1 buzz for you.
Jim Leland.
Did I say anyone? This game was pretty simple, right? When I say your name,
we'll
you say
your
someone.
name. You'll say your name.
Ken, go ahead.
Manager.
What?
Yeah, a player or manager who's in the Hall of Fame.
Sparky Anderson.
Oh, yes. Mick. I swear to God, whoever keeps saying
Mark
Cy Young.
Strawberry.
Mark Strawberry. No, this is the worst. As
the
a Tigers fan, I hate all of you.
This is remarkable.
Can I play too?
So
Mark
far,
Strawberry.
so far, I would be killing you, and I'm me.
So one person said Cy Young, one person said Mark Strawberry, and the other person just went manager and had to get nudged by the helper monkey that lives with them. All right,
Yeah.
Brian, you
Okay,
have 1
let's
buzz.
try this
Give me
again.
a former Tigers player or manager that's in the Hall of Fame, the Baseball Hall of Fame specifically. Brian.
Jim Leland.
Still no. Ken.
Billy Martin.
No.
Oh,
Mick.
Ty Cobb.
Yes.
Thank you. Jesus. Wait for somebody to say that.
Brian is out because he's got 2 that have gone against him.
Yeah, you are.
So now just Ken and Mick. You each have a mark against you. Ken.
I'm out.
You're out. I mean, say another strawberry. Terry, Bert, Candy
Carol
strawberry. No, that's not the one.
No.
It's terrible.
Never had a
Mick, if
strawberry
you
on
get
the
one, you
team.
win.
Al Kaline.
You did it.
Thank you, Jesus.
Mick Dickerinson, who started by saying Mark Strawberry, somehow won that game.
Yeah.
Google helped him.
That is remarkable. Mick, you got to
What's
pick up.
his name that used to slide head first, played for the Tigers.
Yeah, virtually everyone.
Yeah, nobody. There's only one guy who's ever slid head first.
You know, the lefty.
Oh,
Yeah, there was the one
was
tiger
paying
who
for
never
it.
slid head first because he didn't have eyelids and the sand would get in his eyes. Other than that, literally everyone has done it. Good Lord. All right, well, you picked up 4 tickets for tomorrow's game in what was the worst contest I've ever heard.
It really was. That was just
What?
pure misery.
Who was the person who had a friend there that just kept going, Cy Young?
Cy Young. Cy Young. Say Cy Young. Cy Young.
How many times do you want him to get it wrong? You're the worst friend ever. And then
Best friend ever.
And
That
you know
moment-
he was thinking of Ty Cobb, but he's
That-
too dumb to realize
that
it.
moment when after the first guy was terrible and then the second guy just went, manager. That has never been someone's name. Not even Justin thinks that.
I'm
and
looking
he's
it up
still
right now. John Manager. Yeah, from
you mean
the 60s.
Man Agar.
Manager. Yeah.
Justin-
That was pronounced Manager.
By the way, for those who think there might not be that many Tigers Hall of
There's
Famers,
a lot.
I would have accepted Alan Trammell and Jack Morris, even though they haven't been inducted yet. They
Hank
haven't been
Greenberg?
elected. Hank Greenberg, Ty Cobb, Sparky Anderson.
Lolich? Mickey Lolich?
I don't know if Lolich
Isn't he in there?
He's
Denny
not.
McClain? Or did they strip him because he was a drug trafficker?
He was never in. You have to have a long career of success. McClain was good, but didn't sustain it. Eddie Matthews, Hal Newhouser. And then the names start getting pretty hard. Charlie Gehringer, Sam Crawford, Mickey Cochran, Ty Cobb, Earl Averill,
Don't pass over Goose.
Goose Goslin.
It's a badass name.
Played from 34 to 37 when Hot Wings was a kid.
There
throwing
was
the
a
ball
Goose
around.
Goslin?
Yeah, man.
And a Goose Gossage.
Right, for a team that played against the Tigers in the World Series, 1984. He was
He
on the
doesn't
San
wanna
Diego
walk you.
Padres.
Gibson smashes it into the right field deck.
Yep. It was patented arm pump.
Steve, you remember the manager from the 1912 to 1920, Huey Jennings?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, everybody talks
he was
Well,
also
I
known
believe
as,
it used to be called Jennings Field, wasn't it? For a certain time. It was Briggs Stadium. And I thought it was Jennings Field.
Manager Stadium.
Manager.
Maybe
It
that's
was
what,
Hey, you heading down to Manager today?
Manager Stadium Field.
Justin, how did you spell Dickerinson?
D-I-C-K.
Like Dicker, common spelling, and then
Yeah.
I-N-S-O-n?
Yeah.
There's an N in there.
Yeah.
Dickerson.
Pretty sure you're
I spent
thinking
a lot
of
of
like
time-
a Bob and Tom spoof.
I might have been. I honestly, full-heartedly thought Mookie Blaylock.
Yeah, let's sound that out. Dick.
It just seemed like it was right. I don't know.
Dickerson.
For some reason, I had these baseball sheets when I was a kid.
Okay.
They had every single team on them, and they had like
Those
few.
are placemats.
They had. It wasn't a map. And it
Yeah.
had
Which player were you most likely to urinate on?
Dickerson, and it had players, and it had their names underneath it. And I remember like being grounded and having to be laying on my bed and just like memorizing players. And I swear to you, I saw dude was wearing a D on his jersey.
Oh, that definitely him then.
Yeah.
Because
I
the
never
D is
thought that
the
this could
D
just be-
doesn't stand for Dickerson. It's for Detroit.
No, it said his name. Like his jersey had the D on it. But it
No,
just now
that's
hit me.
literally every player who's ever played for the Tigers. They've had that old English D on the front.
No, I know. but
Like
his
Alan
name-
Trammell didn't play for the Detroit. They didn't put a T on his.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm trying to paint the picture though. Underneath the player
Yeah.
was their names, and so. But now that I think about it, I think that was a knockoff. I don't think those are real
You
players.
think you had made up players?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't.
What were some of the other players on there? Do you remember any of them?
Clay Pot Foster.
Mookie Blaylock.
Yeah. Hey, would you blow me?
Don't dry. Yeah, stuff like that. Tumble dry. He was a good player.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, you grew up a Mariners fan.
I did. You're gonna
Give me
kill
5 players
I
in the
can't.
Mariners Hall of Fame.
I can't.
In the Mariners Hall of Fame.
I cannot.
Name as many as you can.
Griffey and Edgar.
Griffey
Yeah. Ken Griffey Jr.
and Edgar who?
Martinez.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, man, did they put Niehaus in there?
Yep.
Okay,
The
so
broadcaster. That's 3.
3. I'm gonna say they put Lou in there. I'm not sure. Lou Piniella.
Yes, that's 4.
Okay.
You're 1 away.
I know, but they didn't give
he
it to
is a big unit.
They didn't give. They put Randy Johnson
They
inside of there.
did.
I thought they gave it to him to Astros.
He may have gone to the Hall of Fame as an Astro. This is the Mariners
Right.
Hall of Fame.
I didn't realize that he
Yeah,
can go
not-
into both.
Well, it's not the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's the
team Hall
Mariners
of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Okay.
They
I
have
got
their-
5.
Yeah, in a weird way. Like, yeah, you kind of backed into it.
I did.
You never said manager or chalk.
It was weird. Everyone that you said, you're like, well, they didn't put him in there.
Yeah, that guy sucked.
No, I didn't
there's
say
no
that.
way- there's no
I
way
knew
they put
Griffey
Piniella in
and
there.
Edgar. I wasn't sure about Piniella. Niehaus, I know he has a statue out front of the stadium, and it's amazing. And oh my! I love that dude.
Growing
up.
That's a good indicator. If somebody's got a statue in front of the stadium.
Yeah.
Right.
They're probably at least on the team's Hall
How
of Fame.
insulting would that be?
Yeah.
The statue for some pud that barely played. Dickie Schofield hit 240 for the 1981 Astros. You can see his statue outside the stadium. Is he a great Astro of all time?
Yeah.
Not even the best third baseman on the team in 1983.
Could you imagine? You go to Tiger Stadium, there's no Lou Whitaker, and there's no Alan Trammell, there's no Gibson, but there's a John Walkenfuss.
I want to get my picture taken with Barbaro Carbe.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was lucky. The Mariners were really good. Like when I was really involved in sports, the Sonics were really good at that time, and so were the Mariners. Seahawks sucked.
Yeah.
So many
So
championships.
I remember like the 1994, 95, 96. Yeah. 0. Anyway, I remember those players on those teams because, when I played baseball, I'd pretend that if I was a shortstop, I was Joey Cora or, Tito Martinez. I'm about to run out. Brett Boone.
Yeah.
Stop ending with that inflection.
Mickey Mariner.
Yeah, quit ending with the inflection that makes it sound like you have something coming up.
Justin's favorite player was
more.
the one he could identify most with, Mariner Moose, the big-headed one.